Welcome to the Unpause Your Dreams Podcast, the show where dreams aren't just visions, they're the reality we're here to help you craft. I'm Charlene Ridley, your guide on this transformative journey. Each episode will delve into the art of dreaming big, the power of perseverance, and the strategies to turn aspirations into tangible accomplishments. Whether you've put your dreams on the back burner or feel stuck in the what's next, together we'll hit play on your potential. So dreamers, innovators, and go-getters, let's dive in and unpause your dreams so that you can live now. Well, hello, everyone. I am so excited to finally be bringing the Unpause Your Dream podcast to you. For those of you that know me and for those of you that don't, this has been a dream of mine for some time. But like many of you, it's been a dream that I've paused. I have paused this dream in the pursuit of other things, but I've also paused this dream because, quite frankly, I felt like I wasn't enough. I didn't have enough, or it wasn't the right time for me to pursue the dream. And so what I hope is in this journey, during these conversations, as we have guests on the show, as we talk through life, that you all will see some similarities in our stories, and that will inspire you to realize that you are enough right now, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. You have enough, you are enough, there is enough time, there is enough money, there's enough of whatever you need to unpause your dreams and to pursue them. So a little bit about me. I am Charlene Ridley. I am the founder of Unpause Your Dreams. And Unpause Your Dreams is a brand. The brand is meant to encourage people. My hope with it is that 1 million people will be inspired to unpause their dreams and pursue the things that light them up. What does that mean? That means that we get to do the things that bring us joy, right? Because I read last year, 2023, that 80% of people are not living their dreams. And if 80% of people are not living their dreams, that's 80 out of 100 people. How sad is that? And if 80% of people are not living their dreams, that means that we are all stuck in the rat race of doing things that we were either told we need to do, or we're doing things that we think that we have to do just to make money. And here's the reality, friends. Here's the reality for you dreamers. You have the ability to create a life that you love. For some of you, that will mean leaving your 9-to-5 job to pursue making money in a way that aligns with your passions and that you're able to really finance the lifestyle that you want and that you deserve. For others of you, it's not leaving your 9-to-5. It's actually saying yes to those passion projects that you've been putting on the sides. It's saying yes to taking care of your health. It is saying yes to doing all of the things that light you up. Yes to the hobby, to learning to paint, or to learning to play the cello. Both of those things are things that I went and learned to do in 2022 and have been pursuing continuously. But you deserve to say yes to those things. And this podcast is put here to inspire you. So why the name Unpause Your Dreams? Very simple. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and back then you literally pressed pause on the tape player and it stayed on pause until you came back and unpaused it. And one of the things about that is I realized during the Netflix generation that there is nothing in life that is ever going to say to you, hey, dreamer, are you still dreaming? Nothing. Your dreams will lay dormant, will sit on the sidelines, will just fade to black in memories that you don't even know that you have anymore in your subconscious mind. They will just go away unless you actively remember them and pursue them. And so the name Unpause Your Dreams was born out of first empowering each person to actively say yes to their dreams and to pursue them. So, what do I do with my life? I have been in corporate America for over 25 years, but in December of 2022, I decided to leave my corporate job and go full time in coaching. And at the time, I was excited about it. I'm a dream coach. And what does that mean? That means that I actually coach people into unpausing their dreams. So their someday dreams become right now realities. And I do that either in their career dreams, in their business dreams, or in their personal dreams for goals and hopes and desires that they want to create in their personal life. And so one of the things that I get to do that is really cool is I get to create space and hold space for people to really realize that they're entitled to having their dreams, and then to take action towards pursuing them. So, as I record this first episode for you, I am actually sitting in the Unpause Your Dreams creative studio in the podcast room recording this episode. So, I'm really excited to say I am the first person ever to use this podcast room, but it's even more incredible because just 3 months ago, this was a dream to have a podcast, but it was also a dream to create space for other people to realize their dreams and to make it convenient for them to do that. So the fact that I get to sit here talking about this right now in this space is incredible. So I want to jump into this week. The first week of our conversation, I want to talk about just deciding to say yes. I wanted to let that sit with you for a minute because I know that if you're anything like me and the people that I frequently talk to, you're one of two ways. You're either like me, where you have no problem saying no to things, and you often say no to things because in the past, or maybe even currently, you have a negative tape that plays in your head, and you're really not sure of your capacity or your ability. And so it's easier to just say no to things than it is to risk that you may not be capable of doing something and feeling the disappointment behind it. That's how I have been in the past. Or maybe you're like my friends, right? I have a couple of friends who are yes people, and it's that they're always saying yes to things because they don't feel like they have the ability to say no. But what comes with that is they're actually saying yes to things that don't necessarily light them up. They are saying things yes to things because they feel obligated, or they feel like no one else will get it done, and that the weight falls on them. So those are not good places to say yes from, and neither is it good then to say no to everything. So coming to the place of saying yes to unpausing your dream first starts with being honest with yourself about what it is that you want. I want you to hear this, dreamers, because the world is full of messaging, right? And everywhere we go, we're being bombarded. I've heard something sometimes saying 50,000 messages a day that we're being bombarded with. So you're being bombarded with messaging, and somewhere in there, we tend to get lost because not only are you being bombarded with 50,000 messages a day, you've been bombarded for an entire lifetime. So let's say at age 4, you started thinking about what it is that you want to do. I know when I was a little girl, I wanted to be, like most little girls, a princess and then an attorney. So the world was giving me messages about whether or not either of those things were possible for me. Obviously, I was not going to be a princess because there was no prince that was in my small town in upstate New York that I would marry and by default become a princess. But it was possible for me to become an attorney. Instead, though, the first message I got from my mother, who unknowingly told me that I needed to get out my head out of the clouds and to do something that was more stable and secure, was the first time the world that I can remember put its opinion on what I should be saying yes to. And I want you to think about this because I'm sure if you think back in your own history, right, this is not one of those traumatic moments that we like to think of, and not like to think of, but that we think of as those defining moments that are so traumatic that it scars us forever. In fact, this isn't one of those moments. It's more like what people call the little t moments. It's the little t trauma when you're so excited about something and you tell your caretaker, who was my mom, that you're excited about it, right? And you're met with resistance and you're given another opinion. And here's the deal, this is not about bashing my mom or even condemning her because everyone parents from their own lens. And at the time, she did not have the faith in herself or in her own circumstances to believe that she could be an attorney. And rather than deal with her own disappointment or the potential that I would be disappointed, she thought that she was protecting me by telling me to set my standards a little lower. Here's what happened. As a child, I interpreted that the one person in the world who I loved so much didn't believe in me, and that I must not be worthy of one dreaming or saying yes to the things that excite me. Another thing, if you're like anything like me and you grew up in a family, maybe you went to the store and you were told, when we go into the store, don't ask for anything, don't say this, don't do that. You were taught not to use your voice. And if you were taught not to use your voice, not to ask, to take what was given to you, and to accept things that were pretty much already decided for you, you were subconsciously taught not to say yes or not even to expect to say yes to your desires and your dreams, but instead to go in the direction of what other people had assumed was great for you, right? So you think about all of that programming as a child, and then you grow up in a world that you're constantly getting 50,000 messages a day, right? Telling you what you should want. A successful life, according to Instagram, maybe a Ferrari, maybe it's a huge house, maybe it's having a cleaning service, maybe it's traveling all over the world. Have you not been to Bali yet? Haven't you done this? Have you done that? Are you on the 30 by 30? Are you 40 by 40? All of these things are these accomplishments that are constantly being shoved down our throat, and it can leave you feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, underachieved, right? Like you're underachieving and simply out of sorts, right? Like you don't know where you're supposed to be in life. And even if you're successful and happy, you can feel like this isn't what I thought life would be. I have news for you. If that's you and you find yourself in that place, the thing that you need to know is it's because you are not living your dream. I know, you're like, okay, if it's that easy, right? No, it's not that easy, but I like to say awareness creates choice. So once you know, okay, I'm not living my dream, you get to be excited and you get to discover your dream. So, how does that start? With my clients who come to me and are like, I'm stuck. I don't know what the next step is. I know that I'm not happy in this career. Possibly I should look for another job. I'm not sure what I should do. I always start with one, creating a mindset that believes that you are worthy of having your dream, right? And then I get into the questions about what do you like? What would a dream day look like for you? And that's so important. So I'm encouraging you as the listener right now, if you are in a place that you don't know what it is that you want, or you just feel like, yes, I'm successful, and I've been living this life that I should be incredibly grateful for, and I am, but it's just not enough. It doesn't light me up. And I know there has to be something more, but I'm not sure what that more is. I want you to sit down and start to just dream. That starts with create a written journal of what your perfect day would be like. So I want to walk you through this exercise. You're going to start at the beginning of the day, and you're going to get so granular with the level of detail on this that you will be able to engage all of your senses, because that is the thing. When we are dreaming, we need to be able to engage all of our senses to understand how it truly feels to us, whether or not it lights us up, but also to help our mind start to imagine us in that actual moment and see how it feels, because that's the beginning of the creative spark and the energy that we need to be in to ready ourselves to say yes and go in the direction of our dreams. So you're going to start by simply starting at the top of the day. You wake up in the morning. Where do you wake up? What does the day look like? Describe the weather. What are the sounds that you hear? What are the first things that you see? So if you wake up and you're laying on your side, what do you see to your right? What do you see to your left? If you're laying on your back, what's your ceiling look like? What sounds do you hear? Is the sun shining in the window? Is it a gray day? Is it cloudy? What does your room look like? What thoughts are you thinking when you wake up in the morning? Is there someone laying next to you? What do they look like? Are there the sound of children in the background? What is happening in your day? And I want you to go through it step by step. This, I think, was something that was super easy for me, because when I worked in corporate America, one of the jobs that I had was a business analyst. And as an analyst, we had to literally write everything in terms of technical requirements for building a system. This doesn't make sense to the average person, but let's just walk through it so that you understand how it works for you in designing your perfect day. One of the exercises that my manager gave me when I was first learning to be a BA was to say, Charlene, I want you to write all of the requirements of leaving your house to go to work, right? Like, so how do you get ready? What needs to happen in the house? What needs to happen with the car? Do you have a car? Does it have insurance? Does it have gas? Does it have a license plate, right? Do you have keys? How do you start that car? How do you back it out the driveway? Like that level of granular detail. And so when you think about it, that's how systems are written, computer systems, because you literally have to give a computer system the bit by bit, no pun intended, step by step, right? Directions on what it is to be doing. So when you think about that as it relates to your dream, going back to the example that I just used a second ago, you are literally going step by step. So you woke up, you looked to the left, you looked to the right, or you looked up at the ceiling. You heard this sound. Your room is this color. You're laying next to this person. Describe the person. Or you're not laying next to anyone. Or you hear the sound of a shower running. Like, you're going to get so granular with the detail. All of these details are even before you moved your body, right? Like, this happens before you even swung the sheets and covers off of you to decide to get out of the bed. And you're going to literally go through your day step by step in as much detail as you can. What does your morning routine look like? What do you eat? How is your routine in getting ready? Do you jump immediately in the shower? Do you go downstairs and or go, maybe it's not downstairs. Do you go to the kitchen and make breakfast? So you're going to get so granular in the detail that you're doing this. And you may not be able to finish this in one setting, because you're getting so granular. I keep saying granular, but I need you to know you're in the weeds, right? Like the itty bitty details of what your day looks like. And once you start to do that and you actually are able to finish that, again, it may not come in one setting, but once you can do that and you look back, you will see some themes. You will see themes of what works for you and what you actually enjoy. Did you enjoy the structure of having a structured morning routine? Is your life currently structured? No. Well, then one of your dreams might be to add some more structure, balance, and routine or certainty to your life, right? And then you can take actions in that direction because you can say, yes, that's what I want. Or you may say, oh, I didn't realize that I really enjoy the sound of birds chirping in the morning. So if I enjoy that and I'm currently living in a high rise building in a city, maybe I should start to look at properties that are a little farther out, where maybe I would have the possibility of having that little, little minor detail happen for me in the morning, but but because it lights me up, it creates a part of joy that I'm looking for in my life, which is what I'm dreaming about, right? And so once you get these details, you can start saying yes to those things because you can start looking at your life and say, simply put, does my current life match this part of my dream day? Match or no match? I like to say match or no match for everything because it keeps it simple. It keeps us from assigning value to things, right? So we're not assigning value to say it's good or it's bad. We're simply saying match or no match. And if you are like, where would that come from? Remember when you were a kid and you played the game with the cards, right? And they were all flipped over and you couldn't see them. And then you flipped over a pair, one and one. And if it wasn't a match, say one was a ball and one was a fish, you simply said, no match. And you turned them back over and you kept looking for the match. And the game was to improve your memory that you would remember, oh, the fish is over there and that fish is over there, right? So that you could come back and you could match those two things. But it was never to assign value to say something was bad simply because you did not make a match. It was, oh, no match, try again. So this is what is true for your life. And when you do this with your life, it makes it very simple. If this is my dream day, is my current life a match for that? Is my current morning routine that? No match? Then I get to say, okay, flip them over, and I get to say yes to creating the match. So that is what I am doing right now in my life. I have wanted to create a podcast for a really long time, partially because honestly, I have known that talking was my gift um, for a couple of years now. But there were some things in my life, some limiting beliefs, some things that happened to me in childhood that had me hesitating from pursuing this dream. And building this studio, this creative space, and creating a podcast room for other women to realize their dreams has actually made me say, okay, Charlene, look at your life. You wanted to create a podcast. Are you doing that? No, no match. It's time to say yes to that and to sit down and to do it. So this is me saying yes to my life, saying yes to another dream, and saying yes in hopes that through me living it and doing it, I can also encourage you all to do it. I'm really excited about this journey, and I'm going to have some incredible guests that will come on and share with us their experience living their dream. It'll always be around a different topic or different aspect of what it takes to actually take your someday dreams and make them right now realities. The hope that I have for you is during this journey, you will be inspired. You will find that you have similarities with some of our guests, with either the stories that have held them back or the courage that they are finding to go forward in life. And you will say yes and unpause your own dream. And that by you doing that, you'll model it for either your children, for your family, for your friends, for your coworkers, for the people in your neighborhood. And that one by one, We will get to that 1 million people living their dreams, and the world will be made a better place. I know for some people that sounds hokey, but sometimes it really is the simple things that make life so much better. It's fresh flowers, it's a walk in the park, it's the sound of birds chirping, it's music playing, it's dancing like nobody's watching. It really is the little things that make life so much more enjoyable. And when we don't take time for those things, we find ourselves stuck in a rut, stuck in the cycle or the hamster wheel of doing the same things over and over and expecting different results, and then not knowing why we don't feel fulfilled and, well, lit up on the inside. So I want us to all have that. I believe it's possible. I am saying yes to doing my part, and I hope that you too will come along with me on this journey. You may not know today what it is that you want to create, but I hope that you will take this exercise of creating a journal and a very detailed list of your dream day, your perfect day, and that you will, through that process, uncover some things and discover some things about who you really are and what's really on the inside of you and what you hope to create. And I hope that through doing that, you can assess your life and start to look at just some of the areas to say, am I doing that? And if not, if it's not a match, to taking action to make it a match, because you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. And I'm here with you, encouraging you, empowering you, and walking through the fire with you. I am doing it in my own life alongside of you and in real time. So thank you and welcome to the Unpause Your Dreams podcast. I can't wait to share with you and to grow with you over the next coming episodes. And there we have it. Another episode of Unpause Your Dreams comes to a close. I hope this episode inspires you to take action. Remember, even the smallest action taken daily brings you closer to achieving your dream. If today's episode resonates with you, please subscribe, leave a rating, and or a review. It helps us reach more dreamers like you. I'm Charlene Ridley, reminding you to never let your dreams stay paused. Keep dreaming, keep growing, and until next time, keep pressing play on your dreams.